Hi everyone, this is Mr. Lord.
I'm Mr. Matthew.
And we're going to be covering today the intermediate and advanced level striking techniques for this week. So we're going to start off with an elbow strike. Now, we learned elbow strike when we were beginner level students, so we're going to cover this one briefly, and then we're going to go to our second elbow strike, which is a reverse elbow. It's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more technically challenging, so we're going to show you both, and we're going to show you how to practice at home. So we're going to start off with our forward elbow. We're starting in a fighting stance with your striking arm in the back. When you're ready to execute your elbow, you're going to do a couple of things. First off, you're going to raise that elbow up parallel to the ground and level with your shoulder. The front hand's going to extend outward towards the target. When you're ready to strike, you're pulling the front hand back and twisting the hips, twisting the shoulders towards the target as you bring that elbow forward. You're also moving that front foot out just a little bit to get your body moving forward towards the target. Let's watch that again, and let's do all those things simultaneously. So we're going to have the elbow back, front hand extended. When you're ready to strike, all the movements happen at the same time. Front foot moves out, the front hand moves back, the elbow comes forward. We're going to knock out about 5 repetitions here so you can see it again in fast motion. Are we ready? And 1, good, 2, good, 3, good, 4, good, 5, good. Relax. Good job, Mr. Matthew. Now, parents, if you're going to be practicing with your children, it's going to be real important. If you're using your hand, make sure that you keep that hand up here right by your face, kind of in a cupped form, and make sure that you keep that hand nice and firm so that when they strike the target, they have a nice solid target to hit, okay? Now we're going to move on to our second strike for intermediate and advanced level students, and that's called the reverse elbow. So the reverse elbow is great for self-defense, especially for an attack that's coming from behind. So we're going to start off with Mr. Matthew actually turned away from me, and what he's going to do is when he's ready to strike, he's actually going to reach forward and lean forward just a little bit. When he's ready to execute, he turns his head, he looks over his shoulder, and leans back on that heel and brings his elbow as far back as he can and as hard as he can. So let's watch again. When he's leaning forward and he's got that arm stretched out, it actually looks like he's throwing a punch in that direction. But all he's doing is setting up for a good hard strike. So again, he looks over the shoulder, leans back, brings the heel down to the ground, stretches that elbow back as hard as he can. Now we're going to knock out about 5 repetitions so you can see how it's done quick and strong. Ready? And 1, good, 2, good, 3, good, 4, good, and 5. Good. Relax. Nice job, Mr. Matthew. Now, kids and parents, please remember that if you have a partner, you can work these techniques in the exact same fashion that we just showed you. If you happen to have some training equipment at home, for example, a punch mitt or clapper pad or even a body shield, you can also hold those pads so that the practitioner can practice on those pads. If you don't have any of the equipment and you don't have a partner, you can also execute these techniques facing a mirror or just in the air. As long as you're doing lots of repetitions, you can still get lots of good practice. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon. Okay guys, now we're going to do the same technique, the elbow strike, forward elbow strike, with the opposite side so you can see from a different angle. So we're going to start off with extending the front hand, bringing the elbow up parallel to the shoulder. When you're ready to strike, you're going to do a couple of things simultaneously. You're going to move your front foot outward and forward just a little bit. At the same time, pull the extended hand back up to the chin, and the elbow comes across to the target. Let's watch that again. His hands are up, the elbow's up at shoulder height, arm fully extended. He slides forward and strikes into the target. Let's go ahead and knock out a few of them real quick so everybody can see that again. So when you're doing it all together, you move back, slide, striking across again. And nice job. And 3, strike. One more time and strike. Relax for a second. Great job, Mr. Matthew. Now we're going to move on to that reverse elbow done from a different angle so you got a better view of what we did earlier. So we're going to start off with our hands in a fighting stance. Now remember, this elbow strike, the reverse elbow, is for an attack that's coming from behind. So if I were the attacker and standing behind Mr. Matthew, he's going to want to reach forward, leaning just a little bit. If you notice, his back heel comes up off the ground just a little bit. That's shifting his weight forward. When he's ready to strike, he looks over that shoulder, leans back towards the target, brings the foot back and the arm back all at the same time towards the target. Partners or parents, if you're holding your hand up or a target pad up for them to strike, you want to keep it nice and solid so that when they come back, they're going to have a good solid target to hit. So Mr. Matthew, let's knock out a few of them real quick. Go ahead, reach out and strike. Ready and strike. Excellent. Reach out, strike. Notice how his weight's coming back. Reach out and strike. One more time and strike. That's the reverse elbow. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.